You ever feel like you're doing everything right, buying dividend stocks, holding long term, and you're still missing the best yields? That was me until I tested Seeking Alpha, TipRanks, and Snowball Analytics. All of them promised to find high yield winners fast, but only one had a feature I didn't even know I needed. Stick around because I'll reveal that feature at the end of this video. Now, I'll be honest with you. Before I trusted any of these dividend screeners, I did what most of us do. I combed through the reviews first, starting with the worst reviews. Because, look, when someone rants about a $500 charge on a $4.95 promo, that's gonna catch your eye, right? That's exactly what happened with one of these users on Seeking Alpha. He said he got hit with a surprise $500 charge and went full DEFCON 1, complaining to the BBB, calling Visa, the whole 9 yards. But here's why I didn't panic. Cases like that are pretty rare. And trust me, I've been around the block with subscription services. Billing mistakes can happen with any platform. But unlike shady dividend stock screeners that vanish after taking your money, Seeking Alpha has a very long-standing reputation, a support team that actually responds, and a solid track record. If anything ever went sideways, I'd be quick to contact support or simply initiate a chargeback with my credit card. Easy. And on the flip side, many users swear by Seeking Alpha. One dividend stocks investor said it completely transformed how he does equity research. He loved the analyst breakdowns and how it helped him think more critically about his picks. And I get that. The diversity of opinions on the platform can actually help you avoid echo chambers. Another said he's been locked in for years using this dividend screener for his dividend investing business, and he couldn't imagine managing his portfolio without it. That kind of loyalty says more than any marketing page ever could. Then there's TipRanks dividend screener. Someone left a review blasting them for giving a buy rating on SKYH, even though a major investor was divesting. He argued that the $25 target price was totally unrealistic. But here's where it gets interesting. That wasn't TipRanks setting that price target. It was a Wall Street analyst they track. TipRanks actually lets you see which analysts said what and how accurate they've been over time. Their support team replied and explained exactly that. And beyond that, I've seen a lot of users praise TipRanks' accuracy, especially when they compare it with other dividend screeners. One trader said he uses the free trial during market volatility to stay grounded, found it intuitive, said the SMART score gave him the confidence to either double down or walk away. For me, that's kind of the real test. Not when things are easy, but when the market's shaking and you need solid data to stay the course. All right, now let's jump over to Snowball Analytics. One investor complained that the app didn't update dividends or distributions and added that it wasn't free, called it disappointing. Fair enough. But to be honest, I had a different experience with this dividend stock screener. Yeah, it's not free, but you're getting a seriously detailed dividend tracker here. And the syncing feature with your brokerage helps eliminate most of those update issues. Maybe the reviewer didn't set it up right or didn't enable the nightly sync. In my tests, payouts showed up right on schedule. And to many investors like me, they found the clarity that it brings to income investing to be well worth it. One review I read said it was the only tracker they found that includes total return with dividends, not just capital gains. That's a big deal if you're serious about long-term dividend investing. Most tools will skip that detail. Snowball doesn't. All right, now let's look into what you can actually get with these tools, because with dividend screeners, it's not just about checking boxes. You want something that'll save you time, cut through the noise, and actually help you spot income opportunities fast. Let's start with Seeking Alpha. Their symbol summary pages are probably the first thing you'll hit when researching a stock, and for good reason. It's a game changer. I'm talking about fast, visual breakdowns of valuation, growth potential, dividend safety, and analyst sentiment, all in one place. I've literally pulled up a stock mid-conversation and had every key metric right there. No digging, no bouncing between tabs. But what really stood out for me is their virtual analyst reports. You know how most platforms just throw charts and ratios at you? Seeking Alpha gives you analyst-style write-ups that feel like a blend of blog post and hedge fund memo. It's not always perfect, but it's closer to how I actually think through a stock pick. Then there's their portfolio optimization tools, where it starts to feel like a digital investing coach. It tracks your holdings, shows you how they score across fundamentals, dividends, momentum, and more. I've used this to undercut underperformers and double down on the high conviction plays. It's way more useful than just watching prices bounce. All right, next up is TipRanks. Their company KPI feature is, I think, a quiet powerhouse. It digs into revenue per employee, R&D as a percentage of revenue, and all these other operational stats that actually tell you how efficiently a business runs, not just flashy earnings beats. I used this when comparing mid-caps, and it gives a whole new layer to your research. Then there's the Smart Value newsletter, which curates value stocks based on both fundamentals and sentiment. It's like having an algorithm sort through Buffett-style stocks for you. I found a few underrated picks here that I'd never seen mentioned anywhere else. But what I probably liked the most, I think, was their Bulls Say, Bears Say tools. It lines up bullish and bearish arguments side by side. So instead of hunting around Reddit or news sites for opposing opinions, you see both cases in one place. Helped me avoid a few traps by forcing me to check my own biases. Snowball Analytics takes a different approach, but one that really resonated with me as a dividend investor. Their core strength is dividend tracking, like obsessively detailed. You don't just get a dividend yield and payout dates. You see ex-dividend calendars, payout histories, and even expected dividend income for the year. It's helped me figure out exactly when to reinvest and where to deploy idle cash. Their portfolio analytics feel more like a report card for your portfolio. You see your overall return, dividends included, your diversification, sector exposure, and how your income grows over time. It's data I didn't realize I needed until I had it, especially that total return view. Most platforms just skip it. And the brokerage integration? Game changer. You connect your brokers through Yodlee, and it pulls your holdings, trades, and dividends automatically. I haven't had to update my portfolio manually since I synced it. For anyone juggling multiple accounts, it's a serious time saver. All right, finally, it's time to talk about drawbacks. That's the worst part, but you gotta talk about it, because even the best dividend stock screener isn't perfect. With Seeking Alpha, if I'm being honest, the sheer amount of information can feel overwhelming, especially if you're not used to sifting through pages of metrics, grades, and analyst opinions. But for me, that's also a trade-off worth making. I'd rather have too much insight than not enough. TipRanks has a clean layout, but sometimes their analyst ranking explanations feel a little tucked away. Still, after I figured it out, it actually became one of the things I leaned on most. Snowball Analytics, super functional, but the interface isn't as slick as the others. That said, it's clean and distraction-free, which I personally prefer when I'm deep in numbers. If they ever add a more interactive dashboard, it'd be perfect. Now, because I know for a lot of us the wrong price can kill the deal, I have this good news for you. All three of these dividend stock screeners are relatively reasonably priced for what they offer. Seeking Alpha might feel a little premium, but you're getting institutional-grade research tools. TipRanks feels like a value play with everything it packs in, and Snowball, it's priced right for retail investors focused on passive income. Check the links in the description of this video for their current pricing. We try to keep them updated, and if there's a promo or discount, you'll find it there. If you're serious about dividend investing, these tools aren't just helpful, they're a cheat code. I've tested dozens, and these three stood out not because of their flashy promises, but because of what they actually helped me do. Make smarter decisions faster, and with more clarity. Snowball gave me the clearest view of my true income and total return, something I didn't even realize was missing. And TipRanks' bulls versus bear breakdown, it forced me to question my biases and walk away from more than just one bad play. And Snowball, the total return tracking feature, was something I didn't even know I was missing until I realized it was changing how I evaluate my portfolio. If you're tired of second-guessing your picks, one of these tools could give you the edge you've been looking for. Check the link in the description to explore your options, claim any available discounts, and see which one feels right for you.